3, 2, Katie, you.
Alright, raise your hands. How many of you know a person who's had an unplanned pregnancy in their lifetime? Alright, now how many of you know someone or you take it yourself, birth control?
I'm off it.
Well, here I am to tell you today why birth control should be free. First, let's look at the benefits of birth control. Birth control can help you regulate your menstrual cycle. I know if you're like me, you don't really keep track of it, and so having that really helps you keep it balanced. It also helps to treat irregular, painful, or heavy periods by controlling those hormones. And by controlling those hormones, it helps to control your acne, the growth of hair, and hair loss. Now, like me, I'm pretty sure you find it a big hassle to shave your legs or anything like that.
Daily,
so,
yes.
With birth control, it could definitely help you with that. Another plus is you cannot get addicted to it. Now let's look at the statistics. Of the people with unplanned pregnancy, half of them in the United States were unintended. Unintended pregnancy rates tend to be highest among poor and low-income families. Now let's look at the people that actually had unplanned pregnancies but didn't use birth control. The amount of unplanned pregnancies that still use birth control with consistent use was 5%. Now the people that didn't use it or had inconsistent use was 95%. Now the benefit of free birth control, let's look at a family of 4. A family of 4 that makes less or about $23,000 per year is considered at the federal poverty rate. A family making below $47,000 per year is considered low income. Now, the basic standard of living is $48,000 per year. Now, let's say that two family, they have 2 boys, 2 girls. The way they want the women on birth control. Now, birth control annually for 2 women would be $632 to $1,472 annually just for those 2 women alone. Now, if birth control were to be free, there would definitely be a decrease in poverty rate because they wouldn't be spending so much and they would be able to have their lives controlled by having decrease of unplanned pregnancies. There would be a decrease of children in the welfare system and an increase in financially stable families due to the decrease of children and unplanned pregnancies. These are the 4 types of most common uses of birth control. There's a pill and a patch. The pill you need to take every day, the patch is every 3 weeks. The effectiveness is about 95%. The cost annually is $1,800 to $600 depending on the type you get. And this requires a prescription from a doctor, so you need a doctor visit as well. Now there's a cervical cap. Is it inserted as a barrier before intercourse? The effectiveness is about 17 to 23 women might out of 100 get pregnant. The cost is about $35 to $60 annually, so this is the cheapest way, but it is not the most effective. There's a shot as well. You need a hormone injection every 3 months. Effectiveness is about 99%. This is one of the most effective ways to get it that is cheap. The cost is about $200 to $20 to $460 annually. Now there's a vaginal ring as well. The users insert this ring themselves and need to replace every 3 weeks, kind of like the cervical cap. The effectiveness is about 95%, the same as the pill or the patch. And the cost is the same as the pill or the patch. Now let's look at why abstinence is key.
Expand exponentially, and we're seeing more and more of these events.
Like I was in labor, in the bathroom shooting heroin, about to give birth to a child.
sterilize her.
No joke.
The fact that the baby is born addicted to drugs should be a big red flashing light that says, danger. Let's all, take a look at this child and its mother and its family and its residents and see if it's safe.
You're so proud of when you're using and when you're an addict, you think everything you're doing is okay, you're not doing anything wrong.
Right. What did you think of the video? How does it relate? Well, I'm gonna tell you how it relates. It relates because the majority of these pregnancies that these users have are unplanned. And because they have these addictions, they spend the majority of their money on those drugs. If birth control were to be free, then the majority of those babies would not have been born, would not have to suffer, and would not have to go into the welfare system. The majority of these children come from unplanned pregnancies. If these users continually take those drugs every single day or even week, and they don't know they're pregnant until 3 months along, that baby is already affected. Let's look at what happens to those children. They go into the welfare system, usually. About 1.4 million affected by unplanned pregnancy choose to keep their child. Only 1.2 million choose to abort, and only 14,000 choose adoption. But of those people that choose to keep their child, most of them getting taken away because they're neglected. They don't have this, because usually they don't have the funds to keep this child, or they are addicted to drugs. Now, 415,000 children were in foster care on September 30th, 2014. This is a 4% increase from 2012. In 1 year, 264,000 children entered care. This translates to a child entering the foster care system every 2 minutes in the US. What happens to them is that the 251,000 children placed in the foster care system are promised a better life with safety, family, and a home. But only 23,000 of those children don't get any of that. They age out. This means that 1 in 5 will become homeless by the age of 18. Only half will be employed by age 24. Less than 3% will earn a college degree, and 71 of those young women will become pregnant by age 21. 1 in 4 will experience PTSD. So why should birth control be free? To decrease the amount of children in the welfare system, to decrease the amount of unplanned pregnancies, and to create a better economy. This is why birth control should be free.